Hey, what is going on, everybody? Today we're going to talk about cleaning the glass in front of your autopilot cameras. I'm going to zoom in and show you this in just a second. I'll put timestamps in case you want to just see how to do it and do it yourself. But I have a couple thoughts that I want to share about this because I don't think we should be doing this. There is, in my opinion, some type of design flaw that makes this happen. Now, the main time you're going to find this is in a new Tesla. So we're in my 2026 Tesla Model Y that I got in May. So it's a few months old now. And you have a lot of off-gassing from all the plastics in here, you know, that new car smell. They're like, oh, it smells so good. And you're breathing all those nasty chemicals directly into your lungs. Yes, it's not good, but it does smell nice. You'll see on your windshield, it gets all foggy and gross and you have to clean it off in a newer car after a month or three. And I already had to do that. Mine was awful. You can only see it at certain like sun angles and stuff, like early in the morning or in the evening. When the sun hits it just right, you almost can't even see. It gets so bad. So I did that cleaning. And what I used, I want to show you, this is like a Norwex cloth that Stephanie told me about. I'll link it down below on Amazon, but this thing works really well. You can literally just wipe it with nothing, or I'm going to use some water and then wipe it. That's what I'm going to do. But anyway, Tesla will do this for you. They will clean these for you. And from what I hear, they'll do it once for free. And after that, it costs $95. And you're going to be like, $95? That's insane. Now, Tesla service, I think their main objective is to get you to not go to them unless you absolutely have to. So things like tires are super expensive. Do that somewhere else. This is super expensive. They don't want to, be doing this for you. And if you're having trouble with autopilot, if you're getting those warnings, I'll show you an example of that. This might help. Not always. Sometimes it is due to sun glare, or of course the exterior can be dirty. So definitely clean that first. That's much easier. But this probably needs to be done a few times throughout the life of your car. One of those times being when your car is new. So if you have service coming up or it's not too long to wait or you don't mind waiting, go ahead, book it, do that first one for free. I actually think it's very important that Tesla owners go to Tesla and say, hey, this is messing up. I'm getting a message on my screen saying see service, your cameras can't see. And Tesla will see that and they'll be like, whoa, this is a big issue. A lot of people are reporting this, and then they'll fix it. Or they'll make this fix free for us because I don't think we should have to pay for this, especially under warranty, when a design of the car, something with the way the car is designed, is making the cameras get blocked in a way that the autopilot or full self-driving functionality that we paid for isn't working. So Tesla, the company, is great. I love the products and stuff, but customers are more important than the company. And we need to kind of stick together on this kind of stuff and kind of tell them like, look, we're having this error. If nobody says anything, if nobody speaks up, they're not even going to know it's a problem. So I think it's good to do that first one for free. Let them know like, hey, this is a problem. So talking about Tesla implementing a fix, interestingly enough, I posted a picture of this to X talking about how I clean this area, and Tesla probably needs to change something to make either this not be something that needs to be done or to make this more easily accessible. And Elon Musk did reply and said this is a major area of focus. Now, maybe he's just making a camera joke, or this is something that's going to be changed in hardware 5, or it's something that's going to be available on vehicles soon as a retrofit. We really don't know, but it is something that Tesla is aware of. So great to see that. On top of that, we have senior staff engineer Yoon Tasai, sorry if I mispronounced that, commenting also on this issue where I talked about the reason I did this, saying that I'll be driving the same road soon to see if FSD kicks me out when the sun hits the front of the car. And he did respond saying your experience should be much improved. The cleaning requires a few practices to avoid smudges. The science behind it is cabin moisture that is trapped under hot temperature without air movement so that it can chemically react to the surface. Enabling cabin overheat protection can help mitigate this on a hot day. And what's funny is in my Juniper Model Y, I do not have cabin overheat protection enabled, whereas in my 2023 Tesla Model Y, where I do have cabin overheat protection enabled, I have never done this cleaning before and never felt like I needed to. Now, as I'm in the middle of doing this, I have to pop in and say, I don't recommend you do this exactly. I'm not saying go out there, clean your cameras right now, and then you'll have no more interventions or something like that. It's just, it is good to be able to DIY stuff. For sure, you should be able to take care of your own car, and if you have a problem, just quickly fix it up. I mean, this should take you, it's not even gonna take me 20 minutes and I'm filming a video about it. So it should be pretty quick. At the same time, like I said, it is good for us, or I'm gonna say, I don't know where I'm putting this. It is good for us to have Tesla do this so they know that it's an issue. And we should not be taking our car apart, like this. We shouldn't have to do that to get the basic functionality out of it. If I need to fix something, I don't mind, I will, but this really shouldn't be required, in my opinion. Before we start off with my little how-to and how I did this, I do want to point out that Tesla has a step-by-step guide with amazing pictures in the service manual, which I will link down in the description. So definitely check that out if you want to attempt this yourself. I would look through that first and follow Tesla's direction, but in my video, you can see what it looks like to do it yourself. All right, so the exact way that this is put together will depend on your car's model year and all of that. But in general, this should be pretty close. I do know that hardware 3, you'll have a couple of screws up there. Look at that. You'll have a couple of screws up there that hardware 4 doesn't have. So that's how easy that is. Most Tesla stuff is just clips, like plastic or metal clips. This literally came off. I was going to use a plastic pry tool to get in there and get it off, and just me pulling on it got that off right there. So that was pretty easy. After this, you should be able to twist your mirror, this arm part up here, not this part here. You should be able to twist this and it'll come off. There you go. So I did use the mirror a little bit to give me leverage, but just know that if you pull too hard on this mirror, it might come out of here. You'll have to reseat that. But it did twist pretty easily, I would say. So the mirror is attached by a few things. There's a wire going into the mirror for the auto dimming, and then you have a plastic thing here just to keep everything together so the wire's not getting pulled on. There is a clip right here. If you push in on that clip back here, I'll get a closer up shot. But if you push in on this clip, you should be able to take this out. I don't think you need to do it. If you want to take this down to get it out of the way, you can do that. But personally, I think I'm just going to leave it. I don't want to mess with this plastic. It is nicely in here. It looks like you could probably get this all out of here and move it out of the way. But for now, I'm just going to let it dangle there. I don't think it's too much in the way. So next is some more clips here. Wow, that's hot in there, so be careful. That is pretty hot up there. So don't touch that if you can avoid it. And you should be able to just pull down just like that. It sounds pretty nasty, but really not too bad. So you can see all of that just came down right like that. And that's how a lot of, if you've done Tesla stuff, it's going to be a lot of, like a lot of the other Tesla stuff you've done. There is like a collar that goes up into here. Again, I may just leave this, but from here, I think we can also just pull down here. And if we pull down, just unclip right out of there, and there you go. That was really, really easy. So we got everything open here, and it's very hard to get all of this across on camera, but you can see the glass doesn't look too bad. Now, I have had one error. I don't know if I exactly need to do this, but the main reason I'm doing it, there's two reasons. Number one, FSD 14 is coming soon, so I want to be ready for that. But number two is that my windshield was so fogged up with all of that off-gassing, I was worried it was up there and affecting some of my autopilot performance or my FSD performance, especially because this car does seem a little more timid than our 2023, and I thought, hey, maybe, that could be why. Why not make a little video out of it? But so here's the glass cleaning part, which is very controversial. Everyone has their own way to clean windshield glass. You do whatever you like. I will tell you, when you clean the inside and the outside, do different patterns. So I cleaned the outside before this. I went side to side. So now in here, I'm going to go up and down so that if there's any streaking, I know if it's inside or outside. I know where that streaking is. So I'm going to take a part of this. This is just water that I did not use outside. Even could have used another rag, but whatever. I'm just going to wipe all that off with just my water. And then I'm going to use my Norwex rag here. And I'm going to go up and down, just like this. Being gentle with all that stuff. Now, I'm not going to touch the cameras, the camera lenses. I don't know. You could clean them. There's specialty cleaning stuff. I just don't think that's really worth doing. And maybe that's what you use your free appointment for, and let Tesla check those out. But anyway, that's clean. That's it. Let's put it back together. Actually, before I put it back together, I just want to see in there. So this is what it looks like when all of that is taken down. So we're not even interacting with the cameras, which is great. They're just safe up there. And we're just interacting with this housing here. It's like a rough, I don't know, almost felt kind of like feeling, but really rough. And then I do want to show you, if we look here, this is my main front camera. This is my wide front camera. So those are still perfectly intact. They're working fine. Looks clear to me. I don't know how well you'd be able to see stuff here unless, again, it was kind of that perfect sunlight time where you could kind of check and see how the cameras look, but it's looking really clear and nice, so I'll be happy with that. All right, so let's pop this all back together. I assume we can just clip it back up here. Didn't see exactly what came unclipped when it made, oh yeah, look at that, when it made that noise, but I'm just gonna shove it and hope that it stays up there. All right, let me show you precisely how I got that to clip back in place. So there's a couple of key points. Right here, you can see, hopefully if I move my finger, that little tab below those two gold lines. There's a little tab that shoves right into there. You have that on both sides. And then if you're looking from this angle, these little tabs here need to kind of line up with that metal there. But the main clip that I found, the main clicking noise when I was putting this back into place, is these tabs right here. So there's one of those on each side. Once this clicked back into place, now it's up there. It's not going anywhere. And then just like you took it off, you just snap it back up there. We can put our mirror in here. Man, who would have thought putting the mirror back on would be the hard part of this project? Oh, there we go. Jeez. There are a couple arrows up here in the rearview mirror that I help to line me up. Make sure if you unplugged this, you plug your camera back in, and then we can clip this piece back on. Hopefully it's not too hard. This is the piece I took off on accident. And there you go. It's all clipped in and ready to go. It's got a nice extra little gap in there. Maybe I'll work on that later. But with that, your cameras are clean, and you hopefully won't get any more autopilot errors. And look out for that morning or evening sun that's messing up your cameras.